This country was founded by people who had nothing, didn't ask nobody for nothing, and they went out great distances for great lengths of time, for extended lengths of time, braving the cold and the elements and wild animals and the rugged territory and the unknown of what lay over, across the next river or up the next river or down the next river or over the pass or on the other side of the mountain. They didn't know, man, and they went because they just wanted to be left alone. They didn't want to be bothered. And they got rough out on the Great Plains and the Wild West and the Badlands. And, you got towns like Deadwood and Tombstone. It was rough, man. People carried guns everywhere. There were bandits everywhere. The banks made their own money that you could bring from bank to bank, and then it come to a point where the banks wouldn't trust each other's money because they didn't know if Jesse James had robbed the place or not. So the Federal Reserve had to pop up where they, all the banks have the same money, and they all know how much money's out there, even though everybody thinks it's a big conspiracy. But what was I getting at? The people who made this country were tough, man. And the people that are here now could not remake it, could not rebuild it. And the people that made this country, there's going to have the same sort of people are going to have to pop up in order to keep it, in order not to lose it. Okay, you got World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans, all kinds of combat veterans. Thank you very much for what you've done. You could have died. Maybe you've been permanently injured or somehow negatively affected by what you went through for this country, and we thank you. Some of you are just fine, but you still think that the whole country owes you a free ride forever and ever and ever, amen, into your posterior and future generations. And although I'm very grateful, I would not ask this country for a damn thing. I feel like whatever I did because I owe this country. This is where I was born. This is where I was educated. This is where I've been taken care of, made to feel safe. Men have died so that I could live safely and so you could live safely. And whatever I did for the service, I owed it to this country. And I just feel like I paid it back just a little bit. And if they need me, they got me for nothing. You better realize the men you have to pick up, you might have to protect this country and get absolutely nothing out of the deal except that you still got your country for now. Look at the signers of the Declaration of Independence. They pledged to their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors to each other. And many of them lost all of that for this country. Their wives and kids were kidnapped and murdered. Their houses were bombed. They lost everything they owned. And we got what we got now because of them. Don't make it all a waste. Can you?